Welcome back to Blatantly Honest with Michaela Nichols. On today's episode, I caught up with Dai Time. She's a social media influencer, founder of Dai Time magazine, and she's a young female entrepreneur. Today, we discuss what it means to be a female entrepreneur, how to lead by example, and more importantly, how to be yourself. Welcome, Dai Time. Tell me, have you always been such an innovative person?
Yeah, I think so.
I have been following your work and just kind of checking out all these amazing things that you do. And you're only 15. So I
Yes.
want everyone to just bask in that for a moment because at 15, I think I was just being awkward and not knowing what's up and all this stuff. And here you are, just a young female entrepreneur. How did all that come about? Were you just one day I'm just gonna do everything humanly possible? Or did you just I don't know. How did that
I
happen?
mean, that's a pretty fun way to put it. I feel like I kind of just dibbled and dabbled in a little bit of everything until I kind of figured out which one I wanted to do the most. I started off with ballet and gymnastics, and then from there I moved to cheerleading. And while I was in cheerleading, I wrote a song, dropped a music video, wrote a book. Then after that, I dropped a new song, dropped a magazine, then dropped another song. And then my mom came up with this really crazy idea to start doing interviews. And I was like, okay. And that kind of brought me to where I am now. I've been a media correspondent ever since. I think I started around the age of 9. And yeah, that brings me to where I'm at.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I'm so happy to talk about where you're at, but let's go back in time because you just casually mentioned so many incredible things. And I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, rewind. Okay. So ballet,
Mhm.
cheerleading, and then you're like, I'm going to make a song. Why don't you tell us about that song?
So the first song that I wrote, I was about 6, and it was about the average 6-year-old girl and the things that I loved at 6, which was tutus and hair bows. And yeah, that's what the song's about. The song's called My Tutu. It's just the different days of the week and different color tutus that I would wear on those days. Because at 6, I just had to wear a tutu every day of the week. If I couldn't wear a tutu, then I didn't want to go. And I just wrote a song about it. And
Wow.
yeah,
My tutu. Um,
yeah.
Okay. So what's your favorite color tutu?
I think at the time it was pink and purple.
Cool. Okay.
But
Fun.
throughout the song, I name everything. And the book is actually the same exact concept. It's just in book form and there's illustrations to go with it. So,
That's
yeah.
awesome. So with this book, I mean, I'm sure your mom was kind of like, all right, you got this really awesome song and now we need to do something more with it. Were you like, I want to make a book, or is your mom like, hey, I think this should be a book?
I actually don't remember how the book process came about. Uh, but we just had this random idea to put it in a book, and we wanted the book to be useful. So it's an educational children's book. So uh, it teaches the days of the weeks, the colors, and it also teaches extracurricular activities since I was so highly involved in them growing up. And yeah,
Wow. Absolutely incredible. Okay, so did you self-publish or did you go through a publisher?
I self-published.
Self-published. Very nice.
Yeah.
So do you think there's going to be more books in your future?
I don't know. I feel like recently I've been getting this question a lot, and I have no clue because after the book I went on to the magazine business, and that's what I've been working on now. We're actually preparing for the next cover of Dai Time magazine as we speak. So that's kind of what I've been focusing on in the book magazine world right now. So I don't know if I would do another book, but there's always a possibility.
Yeah, never say never, right? Wow. Okay. So you've done so much and you're literally still 15. I thought I did some cool things and then you're just like, yeah, I was 6, then I was 9, and now I'm 15 and wow. Nice.
Thank
So
you.
You're so welcome. So tell me a little bit about this magazine. I mean, obviously, song to book to magazine, like, how did that even happen?
So the magazine, after the book was like really moving to me. After the book, I was like, let's do something else. What else can I do? And my mom was like, let's do a magazine. And I was like, perfect. I've always wanted to do a magazine. And we came up with this concept for the magazine to be for the youth. So we based it off of the fact that not everybody has really good younger role models in their areas. And so the concept of the magazine is for a child to pick it up and be able to find a role model specifically for them. So we had different covers, different people on the covers, and these people would be models or dancers or chefs or actors, and the list varies. And even inside of the magazine, not just on the cover, there are multiple different people who do different things so that everybody can have somebody to, inspire them.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. So, with these contacts and whatnot, I mean, I'm sure when you start something brand new, it can be a little bit difficult to scale it. I mean, how did you scale Daytime Magazine?
See, we started off really, really simple. At the time, I had been in the industry for maybe just a few years and, going around to different events, a few people who do a few different things. And Instagram was very light at the time that I started the magazine. So Instagram wasn't really my main platform or the main way that I would communicate. It would just be from events and seeing people that I really knew. And we started off really, really small. I was the first cover of the magazine, just me by myself. It was really basic, really plain. And I had a few friends who were doing different things. And we had them write articles. And I even wrote a few articles for them and put them in the magazine. And that was just a start. And since the first cover, we started branding more on Instagram. We started meeting new people, and more people were reaching out to us asking about the magazine. And that's kind of how we started to grow the magazine and finding all the new covers. And I also began traveling a lot more. So not only through social media was I meeting new people, I was also meeting new people just through traveling and more events around the world. So yeah.
So, is this magazine just pretty much like your one main focus right now, or do you have something on the back burner?
I feel like the magazine is something that I'm always focusing on. However, I have been doing more media correspondence stuff since quarantine. I initially moved to California so that I would be able to do more red carpets because that was my favorite thing to do at the time. It still is. I just haven't been able to do it. So quarantine kind of put a hold on my red carpet hosting, and I was forced to go on live and do interviews. So that's what I've been doing recently, a lot of Zoom and live interviews. uh yeah, but now that quarantine is kind of opening up a bit more things are being on the radar, and I'm excited to be back out. The red carpets haven't opened yet, but they're opening soon. But we're still focusing on the magazine, but yeah, we're still kind of adjusting from quarantine.
Definitely. Yeah. I relate to that so much because I just miss in-person events and everything.
Yeah.
So for your fans listening who might be interested in like getting into hosting or whatnot, how did that happen? Because I'm sure it wasn't just like, hey, I love talking to people. How do I get to go to these red carpets? Like, did you find an agent? Like, how did that whole process work for you?
It's actually pretty ironic because I did not have an agent. I still don't have an agent. I don't have a hosting agent or anything of the sort. Uh, I believe it was just my mother and I simply just networking, and pretty much that's it. I had the idea of hosting because growing up, I've always been really curious. I was always asking questions and, really knowledgeable. And I love learning more about people. And it just kind of came together. We were like, oh, wait, let's try hosting and red carpet hosting and becoming a media correspondent and talking to people. And I was like, yes, so on board. And yeah, the power of networking kind of got me into all of my events and helped me find all my red carpets. And yeah.
That's awesome. So much fun. So you love like just it's media corresponding. So like that's like the official title, media corresponding.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm like, hosting's kind of fun. It's like, yeah, I host things, I go to stuff and
Yeah.
I talk to people. So, okay, do you want to keep hosting and like going to these events, or do you kind of want to be more of the person being interviewed all the time as opposed to interviewing others?
I actually like both sides. I feel like both sides are win-win. Like I just said, I love talking to new people, whether I'm the one asking them the questions or they're the ones asking me the questions. I really like talking to people. I like being on the carpet a lot because it gives me like a rush. I don't know. It's weird. It's like, you know how you get in a car and you drive really, really fast and it's like it's scary, but it's fun. I feel like I get that same energy when I'm on the carpet. It's like you're really nervous to talk to people, never talked to them before. You're on a time limit and you're standing up because your feet hurt. So it's a really fun combination. But I also get the same amount of serotonin when I sit down and talk to people like you, and yeah, so I like both. Yeah.
Great answer. Yeah, no, I feel you on that. It's like a crazy adrenaline almost, I
Yeah,
think.
it is.
Yeah, it's like a woo, like I don't know, it's fun. So okay, you always mention, and so I've seen, so forgive me if this is incorrect, but you always talk about like phenomenal youth. Do you
Mhm.
consider yourself a phenomenal youth?
I try to. I honestly try to. I feel like it's really important for the teenagers to have, not even just the teenagers, I feel like it's really important for all of the youth to have a really good role model that is in the same shoes as them. So I try to be that person for a lot of my supporters, and hopefully I am. So, yeah.
Great answer. Yeah, no, I think you definitely are. Cause I don't know, like being 15 again would almost be kind of scary because with social media and
Yeah.
everything, like I don't know how y'all do it. Like
Yeah.
it's scary. I mean, are
It
you
is.
scared for like these, people your age, not to be like you're young, but like people your age on social media? I mean, how is the mental health of these young people?
I feel like sometimes your mental health can be altered due to social media.
Mhm.
And that's why I try to stay one of those more positive influencers, because social media can become so harsh. There's cyberbullying, and cyberbullying is taking a toll on a lot of teenagers, especially teenagers that are my age. And I feel like it's just really important to stay positive when it comes to social media, and being a more positive influencer, it can help, you know, keep your supporters positive as well. So I always try to stay positive on social media because I know how harmful it can be. Even sometimes myself, I look on my comments and I'm like, whoa, that was a lot. And you just have to like stay positive and keep pushing.
Great advice. Have you dealt personally, you mentioned a little bit about like cyberbullying, but like has it ever gotten really bad for you?
Um, It depends. I'm not a person who is easily moved. But sometimes you may just be going through one of those days and you happen to see a comment and it kind of just like rains on your parade a lot. But again, you just have to stay positive, and you can't let them ruin your day. If you know what's going on, then you know what's going on, and that should be good enough. But I know there are some people who don't think like that. So I'm always trying to help people who think like that too. Think like me and think on the positive side of things.
It's so important to think on the positive side of things, especially like
Yeah.
social media. Like, I don't know, it just breaks my heart because I feel like I see all these young people and they're always comparing themselves like, oh, I wish I looked like that, or oh, I wish I was like that eloquent, or this or this or that. What advice do you have for the kids who are maybe struggling with their own sense of confidence and that positive attitude?
I feel like your mindset is always really, really important. You can't get other people to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. So um, affirmations are really, really good sometimes. Um, and looking at yourself in the mirror is also really great. I guess that kind of plays hand in hand with affirmations, but you are the stuff. And I feel like you should know that. And it's also really important to surround yourself with people who will also build you up and encourage you. Like my mother is one person who was always encouraging me. And I also have a few other friends that do encourage me all the time. And for you, it may not be your mother or it may not be your friends, but I feel like it's really important to find that group of friends, or maybe that one friend that will just always be there to help you stay grounded and to help build you up all the time. So yeah, that's great.
Definitely. Friendships, I think like when you're in that young age bracket, like I had people who were like, these are my ride or die, like these are my people. And then it was like, LOL, JK, Michaela, like we hate you.
Mhm.
How do you navigate those friendships?
Ah, I I feel like it's so ironic that you asked this because this is something that I'm going through at the moment. I feel like it's I feel like friends are great if you have them, but if not, then you are always there for yourself. And I would say that family is also always there for you, but sometimes that may not be the case. So it always just falls onto you. And I feel like, again, your mindset is just always super duper important. If you're looking for the bad in things, you're going to find the bad in things. But if you're looking for the good in things, you're going to find the good in things and you're going to keep seeing the good. So I feel like your mindset is really, really important. But if you do have that one friend or maybe those few friends that will continue to help you see the good, then that's perfect and they will help you through everything. But if not, it just plays on to you and how you look and receive and understand things.
You are far beyond your years. I wish I could have told myself that when I was that age. I know it's not an easy thing to deal with, like, going
Yeah.
back to friendships, because, like, obviously, if someone's close to you and, like, you know, stuff is hitting the fan, so to speak,
Mhm.
like, it can be a lot. So that's really great advice because friendships, man, they can be like roller coasters. So hopefully
Literally.
I hope you have like good friends and a good support system. And if not, it's never too late to cut off the dead weight is
Yeah,
I learned as I got older. I
for
know.
sure.
So okay, let's talk about being a female entrepreneur because you embody that and like all that you are. Do you
Thank
ever
you so much.
You're so welcome. Do you ever think that there's like I don't know, I don't want to say a social stigma, but like kind of a stigma around being a female entrepreneur?
Um, I feel like there's always battles with being an entrepreneur, especially in today's society and especially at the age that I'm at. But I feel like there's always a way around it if you keep pushing and staying motivated. And yeah, if you remember that there's a prize at the end of the road, then you're fine. So yeah.
So with that, do you think people like kind of are like, she's serious because of your age? Because I feel like for me, like when I was like, I'm gonna write a book, I'm gonna do this, people were like, oh, Michaela, like you're only a teenager. What are you doing? Do you ever get that?
I feel like I used to get it, especially when I started writing my book and I began with my magazine. I feel like a lot of people were like, you're so young and blah 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 and this and that. And I feel like if you know what you want to do, then you're going to be fine no matter your age. And everybody's always like, when I want to grow up or when I'm an adult, I want to be. And I feel like that does not apply unless you're trying to be a doctor or something. Unless your age requirement really matters, then I feel like it doesn't apply. Um, yeah, I feel like if you truly want to do something, if you truly have a passion for it, even if it's just for a year, then I feel like you should most definitely go for it. Just to go for it, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have, especially if you have the resources. Even if you don't have the resources, if you can find the resources, then I feel like you're perfect. And even if this is not what you want to do in a year, it just shows your sportsmanship and it shows how capable you are of doing things, especially if you're doing it at the age that you're at.
Well said. Yeah, I think sometimes people can get discouraged by like, you have to be this old to do something. It's like, no,
Yeah.
like age is literally a number. Like, and
Exactly.
that's why when you mentioned, writing the book when you were young, coming out with a song when you were young, why not? You know?
Yeah.
I wish more people thought that way, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, I got to follow this path of life.
Yeah.
And that works for some people, but
Mhm.
for the entrepreneurs, it does not.
Yeah, and my mom played a really, really big part in giving me this mindset because, when you're a child, you just do what you're told and you just like take it on with the rest of your life. So I'm really happy that I had her in my ears to tell me that I could do anything, especially at the young age that I started doing everything. And I feel like that really helped me become the person who I am today, especially with my mindset. So, yeah.
Well, shout out mom.
Yes.
Moms are awesome. So another thing that I noticed about you that I was like, oh my God, like I have to ask her this. So the Georgia peach thing, I think that is the cutest. Like, how did that even like happen?
So I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia, and Georgia is known for peaches, I guess. When you live in Georgia or Atlanta, you don't really like hear about peaches a lot. I mean, they don't really sell peaches like that. It's just like a regular state. Uh, there's a few clubs called peaches, but other than that, you don't really like hear any incorporation of peaches. And it's just there. But I actually came up with the idea when I was hosting a style review with BET maybe about a year and a half ago, right before quarantine. Ugh, right before quarantine.
Hashtag thanks,
I
COVID.
came up with it because I needed to add something spicy to my intro. I used to just be like, it's me, girl, daytime. And then we just decided to add this little tang because I worked with BET at the Soul Train Awards, which was in Vegas. So I had to add some spice to it. And it just happened to be your favorite Georgia peach. And I've loved it ever since. And
I love it too.
yeah.
Oh my God. What an honor to be able to do something like that of that scale right before COVID just went.
Yeah, it was so fun. Yeah, I did 2 carpets and I did 2 style reviews, and it was super duper fun. And right after the second style review, COVID happened, and I was like,
I don't blame you. I know you're like, oh my God, I just did all these awesome stuff. And then it's just like nothing.
yeah, I was like, I could get used to this. And then no carpets for 2 years.
And then we all thought it was going to be like 2 weeks. And then it's
I
like,
did. I did think it was going to be 2 weeks, and 2 weeks apparently means 2 years.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm still in shock. Like, I still think
I
it's
am
March.
too. And it's so funny because now you don't even like put it through your mind to walk out the house without a mask. And it's like,
Yeah.
wow,
Like,
where are we at in life?
yeah. Like, can you imagine when like none of us have to wear masks again? It's going to be weird.
It's
Like,
going to be extremely weird. It's going to be awkward.
yeah. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, people just kind of forgot like how to interact and whatnot. And
Yeah.
it's just going to be a mess. So now we can't like hide behind our masks. It's just going to be like awkward. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I
Weird.
do like to hide behind my mask.
Right? I know you don't always have to wear makeup. You're like, did I brush my teeth? I don't know. Like I'm hiding in here. No one knows, just me. Yeah, TMI, but whatever. Update. I don't always brush my teeth sometimes. I do. I always brush my teeth, but
Yes,
for a few
I
times.
do as well.
So I like, I don't know. I want to ask you a few things about just like your own personal brand, because I think like you have done an excellent job at defining that, whether or not you have like a creative team that's like, do this, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm asking you directly, what is, how would you describe your brand to a T?
I would describe my brand to a teen as, I don't know, a teenager. I feel like I'm very teenager-y. My mom thinks I'm very teenager-y too. She said as soon as I turned 13, I stepped into a new bubble. And I don't know if the bubble's her favorite, but she just loves to say that I'm a teenager. So I feel like I'm just a regular teenager. Um, Yeah, that's it. I'm just a teenager who does like phenomenal stuff. I feel like that's all I can say because I'm pretty average. I'm
No, you're
still doing
not.
school. I'm in school every day. I'm still on social media every day. I'm on TikTok every day. I go to sleep on TikTok. I go to sleep on Instagram. I go to sleep on YouTube. I go to sleep on Snapchat. I go to sleep on Netflix. Other than that,
Would you define yourself as like an influencer? I know there's like so much stigma with that word. How do you
yeah,
feel about that? And like, are you in that bubble of influencer?
I feel like I would say that I am in that bubble of an influencer. Um, yeah, I feel like I am a teen influencer.
Do you like that? Like, or do you wish sometimes that like, I don't know, you didn't have to be?
I actually enjoy being an influencer a lot. I don't know why. I feel like you get that same rush on the carpet that you get with being an influencer. I love posting. I love having goofy captions. I love when my followers comment. So I don't know. I like it a lot.
How did you grow your social media to the level that it's at now?
I don't even know. I feel like I just started experimenting with what I posted and
It did its magic.
yeah, for the most part, because I post a lot of awkward stuff. Usually when you look at other people's Instagrams, you just see primarily one thing, and I post a lot of random things. And I feel like the teenager in me comes out when I post because I post anything. And yeah.
What advice do you have for someone who's like, oh my God, I see all these influencers. I want to be an influencer. I don't know how to do that. Like, where would they start?
I say whether you want to be an influencer or anything else, I feel like doing your research is really, really important. If you want to be an influencer, get about a good 3 to 5 different influencers and just closely pay attention and study to what they're doing and apply it to your own. You can't necessarily take what somebody else is doing and expect it to work the same way for you. So I say grab a few different people, for example, mix it all together and work until you have a formula that works for you and your page and your brand, and just see where it takes you. Experimenting is really, really fun. Experimenting with what you post, what type of content you make. That's really fun. I love to do that. And I feel like that's pretty much it. Staying open-minded is really, really good, especially with finding new ways to improve your brand. And that's pretty much all the advice I have on that.
That's absolutely incredible. So, 5 years from now, you'll be 20. And do you see yourself like going to college, or do you kind of just want to keep doing like the entrepreneurship lifestyle? Like, what
Mhm.
does your next 5 years look like?
So, yes, in 5 years, I do want to be in college. I'm actually partially in college right now. I'm a sophomore in high school, but I am taking college classes at my community college. So, hopefully, I'll be graduating sometime next year as a junior, and I will be going into college. I want to be a surgeon. So, I guess I'm just going to be another influencer and media correspondent as I'm in college. I don't know how that's going to work, but hopefully it works somehow. I want to be a general surgeon. So, um, yeah.
Oh my goodness. That,
Yeah, so
okay.
hopefully I'm in college. Hopefully I'm almost finished with college, even though that takes forever if you want to be a doctor of any sort.
It does.
So hopefully I have this to keep me occupied while I'm in college and to keep me busy and entertained, because I do have a short attention span. And yeah.
It's okay. I think a lot of people do. But well,
Yeah.
Daytime, you are just absolutely phenomenal. And I
Thank
can't
you
wait
so
to,
much.
you're so welcome. I can't wait to watch like your career just like continue. And then you're going to become an amazing surgeon. And I'm just going to be like, I don't know how that happened, but she said she was going to do it and she did it. And here we are.
Thank you. Be bold, be you, be blatantly honest.